Hey, this is Brian from Excess Motorworks, and welcome back to my channel. So hey, I've introduced you to my mini split decision, my hybrid Crosskart, and I'm going to go through the build process of this coming up in the next couple of episodes. I'm not sure exactly how many yet, but it should go pretty quickly. So the first thing I'm going to choose to tackle, obviously I've already got ahead and mounted the motor, but the second thing I'm going to do is try to figure out how to shift the motor. So using this leftover gear from another project, I'm going to actually attach this chain to a little jack shaft that's actually going to go ahead and shift the motor. So what I've got to do is get all this stuff kind of fabricated up, kind of worked out, and yeah, go from there. Alright, so this is what I've come up with so far. I've just cut out these couple of brackets here that's going to allow this chain to ride in this 1-inch pipe. I'm going to have to establish another pipe across the top for the pull action, obviously. That's going to go like that, and another set of chains. So these two chains will actually go back and forth with that handle I referred to and be able to actually drive the jack shaft. And the jack shaft has actually already been mounted. Let's take a look at that. So here is the jack shaft I put in. It's just obviously welded in. We've got a couple of brass bushings, and you can kind of see that gear that's right between the headers. So the chain's going to come down right through there and then attach to that sprocket. And that's ultimately going to drive. The other piece is the shifter mechanism himself. So that's going to be on that shaft, which has to go to here. Here's the original linkage that was used with the actual foot pedal shifting. And obviously that's too small. So I got to make a new one of these, make it longer. But yeah, so as soon as we get that connected up, we should have theoretically shifting, which would be a great step in getting this project going. Well, I just ran into a big problem. I was actually going to go ahead and get ready to do some time lapse and show the mounting up of the shifting mechanism, but it dawned on me that the ECU is going to live right here, and I need to get a bunch of wires back to the back from the ECU to the actual motors. And there's not going to be a way to do that really effectively unless I replace the center tube with one that's actually kind of going up here and actually open, so I can actually run cabling all the way back. So that means before we do the shifting, this episode is going to be about cutting up the cart. So I got to cut out this center piece and actually do some pipe bending or tube bending and get this to the right spot so I can actually run wires down through here, through the center of the cart, so I can actually get the motor going again. All right, that was not fun. That was a nasty job. Got a lot of rust and junk, and anyway. As you can see, the tube is now completely cut out of the center here. So what I'm going to do is utilize this tube here. This was left over from a roll cage project we did, and so it should be plenty strong enough, and it's a little bit bigger. This will be this will also be our cable conduit. So we'll have all the wires running from the ECU from the front there to the back. I do need to bend it a little bit more, and it's going to kind of come back on itself to get to the wiring to the correct spot. Obviously I got to cut it off too, so we'll go with that. Success! Alright, so here we have our Mad Max chain shifter. So this is the selector lever there. Got to cut it down, but you get the idea. The chain actually, one chain goes in the bottom chain guide and the other chain goes in the top chain guide, goes around the loop there, to the back here, to our jack shaft, and then that gets translated into the crossbar there, which actually selects the gear. All right, guys, it's the end of week 1, and I've got some updates here. Not as impressive as updates as yours. If you haven't seen it, go over to his channel. I'll link it at Invoke Pro.
Yeah, guys, we're running on my channel. My go-kart's ready to go.
Yeah, running. But, you might be running, but you got this. Check this out, Rashad. Hop up there and take a look. Go ahead and shift that thing.
What is this? Is this a shifter, guys?
That is my shifter.
Hold on, let me see if it works, guys. So it looks like he wants to have a sequential shifter.
I am.
So let's see if it works. Oh, okay. All right, that sounds pretty good. I I'm a little afraid, guys. I don't know. That's kind of smooth. I'm not worried. I'm not worried, guys. My electric motor, it doesn't need to shift because it has all of the power it needs. What do you think about that, Brian?
You know I got an electric motor too.
That's right. So guys, right now I'm gonna have to beat this guy with weight because this motor has to be heavier than all of my batteries, and if he's trying to do hybrid, I know he can't beat me. He just can't. Guys, what do you think?
We'll see. We'll see. We'll keep everybody posted. So obviously I've got the shifter working. If you saw the very last part of my video, you know the engine actually does run. It wasn't in the cart when it was running, but it does run. So I'm going to start working on my suspension. And Rashad, what are you going to be doing over at your channel?
So over at my channel, guys, looks like we are going to have to work on my axle. It's a little bit wobbly, but we do have power.
A little bit wobbly.
Okay, it's a lot wobbly. So guys, we're gonna have to tweak that a little bit before I put my life on the line for this. I'm gonna do some wiring. So if you guys wanna see me wire this up, get the batteries in, I'm gonna be doing that over at my channel, Invoke Performance, and then we're gonna be getting the next steps up before Brian's build.
All right, and so next up, I'm gonna flip a coin. I don't know if I'm gonna work on the front or the back, but I'll flip a coin, and you'll be seeing that here shortly. So I think that's about does it.
That's about does it.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. See you
Thanks
guys
for
in the next
watching.
one.